All right, let's talk about feedback. You know, when we give it, or when we get it, we tend to focus on just one thing. Was the work any good? But what if I told you that's only a tiny piece of a much bigger picture? Today, we are going to break down a framework that completely redefines what it means to be a great teammate by looking at 5 key dimensions of impact. Let's get right into it.
So here's a question for you. I want you to think about the absolute best teammate you've ever had. Was it just because they delivered incredible work? I'm going to bet it was way more than that. See, quality work is kind of the price of admission, but it's almost never the only thing that makes someone a truly valuable part of the team.
The reality is, you can have a team full of brilliant people who produce fantastic work, but are an absolute nightmare to work with. And that happens because a high-performing team, not just individuals, is built on so much more than just the final product. So if we want to give feedback that actually helps people grow, we have to look at all the different ways they contribute.
And here they are. These are the 5 key dimensions of impact we're going to break down. We'll kick things off with performance and accountability, then we'll jump into communication with listening and speaking up, and we'll wrap up with the one that really ties it all together, being a team player.
First up, let's talk about the absolute foundation of any individual's contribution. These first 2 dimensions, performance and accountability, well, they're the bedrock. Everything else is built right on top of them.
This slide lays it out perfectly. Just think of performance as the what? The actual work you hand in. Accountability, on the other hand, is the how. It's all about the ownership you take over that work. They're super related for sure, but they're definitely not the same thing.
Okay, so let's dig into performance. What does that actually mean? Well, to put it simply, it's about consistently delivering work that hits the mark, or even better, exceeds expectations, both in quality and on time. And that word, consistently, is so important. Anyone can have one great day. True performance means you're reliably awesome.
So what does that look like day to day? Well, it means the quality of your work is always high. It means you're hitting your deadlines without fail. And it means you're a pro at juggling your priorities to make sure those first 2 things actually happen. Honestly, this is the baseline of trust on any team.
Now let's talk about accountability. This goes way beyond just doing your work. It's about owning it from the very start to the absolute finish. And, maybe the most important part, it's about what you do when things get messy and something goes wrong.
And you can see exactly what that looks like right here. It's the huge difference between just doing a task and truly taking ownership of it. You see it in action when someone doesn't try to hide a mistake. They admit it. And then, and this is key, they don't wait for instructions. They proactively jump in and start working on a solution. That right there is how you build real integrity on a team.
Okay, so we've got our foundation set with performance and accountability. Now let's talk about the connective tissue that holds everything together, communication. But this isn't just one skill. It's a 2-way street that we can break down into listening and speaking up.
This comparison makes it super clear. Think of listening as your input. It's how you take in and really process ideas from everyone else. And speaking up, well, that's your output, how you share your own unique thoughts and perspective. The thing is, you just can't be a great communicator unless you're great at both.
Let's start with listening. And I want to be really clear here. This is not just about being quiet while somebody else is talking. It's about actively paying attention. The goal isn't to just wait for your turn to speak. It's to genuinely understand where the other person is coming from.
So in a team meeting, this means you're not just zoning out waiting for your turn to talk. You're actually paying attention, and you're asking questions to make sure you get it. Simple things like, hey, can you tell me a little more about that? Or, okay, so what I think I'm hearing you say is, those are the signs of a fantastic listener.
And now for the other side of that coin, speaking up. This is so much more than just talking. It's the willingness to share your ideas, your opinions, and even your concerns. But notice that key word right there, constructively. The goal is never just to be heard. It's to help move the team forward.
So what does this look like in the real world? It means you're actually sharing your ideas in meetings, even if they're not perfectly polished yet. And it means you have the courage to raise a red flag about a concern or a potential risk early on, when there's still time to do something about it. This is how teams avoid disasters and stumble upon amazing opportunities.
So we've covered our foundation and our communication skills. Now it's time for the final dimension, and this one is what takes a group of high-performing individuals and transforms them into a truly exceptional team. This is the team multiplier.
So, what does being a team player really mean anyway? It's about getting past that whole "that's not my job" mentality.
It means you are proactively on the lookout for ways to contribute to the team's bigger success and its overall morale, even if it's outside of your specific to-do list. You see the team's win as your win, period.
In practice, this means you're supporting your teammates. You're offering to help someone who's swamped before they even have to ask. And it's not just about the work itself. It's also about actively building a positive, constructive environment where everybody feels safe enough to speak up, to take risks, and to do their absolute best work.
Okay, so we've just walked through all 5 of these powerful dimensions. Now let's pull it all together and talk about how you can actually use this framework. And I want you to think of this not as some kind of scorecard, but as a roadmap for your own growth.
This table just brings it all together beautifully. You can see how each dimension builds on the last. Your performance is the absolute foundation of trust. Your accountability shows your integrity. Your skill at listening is what makes collaboration possible, while speaking up is what stops risks and sparks new ideas. And finally, being a great team player, well, that multiplies the effect of everything else. It's the synergy of all 5 that creates a truly high-impact team member.
And here's the most important point of all. This framework is not just for your boss to pull out during your annual review. This is a tool for you. Use it to reflect on your own strengths and weaknesses. Use it to give more thoughtful, more helpful feedback to your peers. It really empowers everyone on the team to help each other get better.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Looking at these 5 dimensions, performance, accountability, listening, speaking up, and being a team player, which one of those will you intentionally focus on improving this week?
Thanks for watching.